wedding between you and Come on. Everybody's just using you. You know that. He's just using you to time. Ask a couple of...
Oh. When is the appropriate time, Captain Lewis? When will that be?
Beats me. Got rid of them, didn't it?
For now. They're everywhere. They're camped outside my house. They're here. I nearly drove 2 of them over this morning when I came in.
Oh, boy, that's all you need.
There's got to be some way we can get rid of these reporters.
Time. That's the only thing I can think of. Give them enough time, they'll come up with another story.
Yeah. So Duke and I kept hoping. But Camellia was stirring it up.
Chief, I got a suggestion. It's not a good one, but I wish you'd try to put it out of your mind for a while.
I can't.
You're going to have to, because we got another matter you have to deal with.
What? Bet it's unpleasant.
Afraid so.
What is it?
We've been contacted by the Canadian authorities.
What do they want?
They want to talk to you as soon as possible about the extradition of Duke and Camellia.
Expedition is extremely difficult to say, Phil. Can't you come up with something else like, I don't know, hey, here's looking around the lens, kid, you know? Oh, well, okay, never mind. I'll figure it out. Photographic expedition, photographic trip. Oh, Duke, hi.
Hi.
Oh, listen, I've been meaning to call you. I am so sorry about what happened the other day.
Oh, thank you. I appreciate that.
You think you're going to be able to work it out?
Between Anne and me? No.
Oh, come on. I can't believe that.
Tiffany, I need your help.
Yeah, well, I believe that you need help, but I'm not sure that you necessarily need it from me, you know, because, remember that little press conference I set up kind of boomeranged on us, didn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm sorry. I really thought it would help.
I know. That's not why I'm here.
What can I do to help you?
I have to help Anna.
You think that's going to get her back?
No.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm not going to say I'm sorry anymore. I'm sorry. I've said it too many times already, 3 times. I'm sorry. I'm not going to say it again, okay? I'm sorry. No more. Okay. Okay.
It's over. Anna won't have anything to do with me.
I think maybe you just let it quiet down a little bit, and I think she'll be okay.
No.
Oh, come on. She's upset. She'll change her mind on this. I know she will.
She won't.
Come on. You cannot give up on her.
She has given up on me.
Are you sure?
Yeah. Yes, there's no point in fooling myself.
Well, you know, this happened once before, remember? She came back to you then.
No, this is different. You see, the point is I understand her position. She feels as if I patronized her, and also I lied to her, so...
Well, you didn't have a choice on that. You didn't mean to.
I chose not to tell her the whole truth. And I'm sorry about that. But at the time, I felt honor-bound to keep silent from my father.
Well, I think that's very reasonable. I think Anna's a reasonable person, and I think that she will understand if you just explain it to her like you explained it to me.
No, Anna, she's a very moral woman. She believes that you cannot build a marriage on the foundation of lies. And she's right. She is right.
Duke, under the circumstances, I think she can change her mind and she'll come around, you know? I do.
I need you to help me to help her.
How?
Well, at the moment, there's a brush fire of public opinion against her.
Yeah, that is true. Certainly true.
I want to put that fire out. That isn't her doing. And somehow we have to let the public know that.
I think it's a very good idea. I'll be glad to help you any way I can on that.
Thank you.
You still love her? I know exactly what you want, sir. You want my cooperation in extraditing Duke Lavery and Camellia Mackay. That isn't what I... No, that's not what I said. I said I would cooperate fully as soon as I have the official papers, not before.
You shouldn't have done that. That wasn't smart.
I'm still chief of police here, you know.
Nobody's questioning that.
Well, thank you.
Look, I may be putting my head in the noose right now, but do you mind if I speak my mind? Do I have permission?
Since when did you need permission to speak?
Since now.
Go ahead.
You're not the only one under the fire, you know. The whole force is under the gun. I mean, first there was Bert Ramsey selling out the department.
Don't put me in the same category.
Just hear me out, all right? You have to admit that that whole affair really damaged the morale of this whole force.
I know that.
Now, a thing like that, and then all this bad publicity coming right after it, it's like mildew getting into a house. It starts eating away, spreading, and all of a sudden, it's into the whole structure.
You don't think I wanted this, do you?
You didn't foresee it, no.
So what are we talking, hindsight? Is that what this is all about?
No. It's just that something has got to be done. The morale is bad. The public opinion is just destroying this force. I mean, the cops, the patrolmen, they don't even trust their superior officers. Now, that could get a cop killed unless we change it.
Do you think I should resign?
No. You haven't done anything wrong.
Doesn't stop me from throwing you to the wolves, though, doesn't it?
You're in a prominent position. It comes with the territory. Look, I don't believe you had anything to do with a so-called cover-up, but I'm taking your word on blind faith.
Thank you.
Nobody else will.
I don't know what the department wants. I don't know whether they want my head on a platter, a sacrificial offering to the irresponsible press, but all I do know is that Duke didn't tell me anything about a killing or a cover-up. It was all a secret. I want you to make that very clear to your entire force. I'm very busy right now. Well, this will only take a minute. Why? Because I talk fast. No. Why do you want to talk to me? Well, can I just come in, please? Well, it depends, really. On what? On whether you are here as a media person or as a friend.
Ooh, ouch. I don't think I deserve that.
Well, you are in the business of transmitting news to the hungry public.
Well, yes, but that's not why I'm here.
That's exactly what Mark Carlin said when he first came. He said that he wanted to do an article on the Port Charles Police Department. Didn't know he wanted my skull.
Are you comparing me to him?
Well, you're in the same business.
Yeah, well, I like to think I have some scruples.
Yes, well, I'm sorry.
Look, I don't blame you for being so touchy about this. There are some people in this business that are out for blood, you know?
I know that's not why you're here.
And I don't think that you really trust any news people right now. But look, Anna, I mean, we've got some very good friends in common, like Sean
I know,
and Robert.
yes.
And remember how much fun we had the day that I helped you pick out your wedding dress? Well, it was a fiasco. I know it's a fiasco, but you won't hold that against me, will you, please?
No, I won't. I'm sorry, look. I didn't mean to snap at you. I apologize.
I accept.
But it's just that nasty thoughts are contagious.
It's awful how that works, isn't it?
Oh, well, yes, it is.
Well, I, for one, do not believe any of that garbage that they're saying about you. Not a bit. And I have come to offer my help.
Oh, and I was just about to bite the hand that feeds me.
I have come up with a brilliant idea. I want you to come on my late morning talk show.
Oh, Tiffany, come on. The last thing I want is any more publicity.
Don't be too sure about that. Now, look, I mean, this is a perfect forum for you to speak to the people of Port Charles.
I don't want to speak to the people of Port Charles.
Why not?
Because I've got nothing to say.
I find that hard to believe.
Oh, no, come on. Why should I talk to people that want to condemn me? They want to think the worst of me.
People always want to think the worst of everybody. That's why you've got to fight.
I can't.
Boy, they've really done a number on you, haven't they?
That's right. They did.
Well, Anna, I know something about you that I don't know if everybody else in this town knows, and that is you are a fighter.
Oh, please.
Well, I don't think that Robert and Sean would love somebody that's a quitter.
I'm not a quitter. I just don't want to beat my head against a brick wall anymore.
Well, think about how those guys are feeling. I mean, not to mention Duke.
Don't mention Duke. It's over. I wish I just stuck to my instincts 2 months ago.
Yeah, but you didn't.
I know.
Well, don't you think that somewhere deep down inside, you have to be responsible for that?
You don't have to tell me that.
Well, then do something. Speak up and fight for what you believe. What's true?
All right, I'll do it. But not for me. This is for the people here in the department and for my daughter.
Okay.
It'd be a good idea to find out what my future is going to be like here in Port Charles.
I think it's a very good idea. A wonderful way to go.
On one condition.
Name it.
I want Mark Carlin there.
What, are you crazy? On the same show you want Mark Carlin?
Absolutely, yes.
Why?
Because I am sick and tired of this whispering campaign. I want it all out in the open. Tiffany, I will not do your show unless I am face to face with my inquisitor.
Yeah, well, Anna, I think that's a little risky.
Yeah, you're damn right it's risky. That's why I'm going to go for it.
All right! All right!
Ruby, I'm not very hungry right now, but thank you anyway. Ruby, did you hear me? I never expected to see you again.
I need to talk to you.
Yes, come in, come in.
I'm here because of the promise I made to Alice.
I know that, Duke. I meant when I said I didn't expect to see you again, I meant that I don't have the right to expect anything more from you.
Yeah, that's correct.
I know you hate me, Duke, and I don't blame you.
I feel more pity for you than hate.
I'm sorry.
Well,
I wish it were hate. At least it's a strong emotion.
what's done is done.
Duke, I would give anything to go back and do things differently.
Wouldn't we all? But now we have to live with the consequences of your actions and my actions as well.
You really loathe me, don't you?
I came to warn you. The Canadian authorities will probably try to extradite us fairly soon.
I don't care what happens to me. Let them punish me. I deserve it.
For what? Evan's murder?
My God, yes.
That wasn't your fault.
Well, maybe not. But look at everything else that is.
I don't want to go into that now.
I don't have any choice, Duke.
I've talked to Jake Mayer. He'll do everything he can to help you.
Duke, I know you may not believe this, but I am more concerned what happens to you and Anna than I am about me.
You're right about one thing.
What?
I don't believe it. Do you mind if I, watch Tiffany Hill's show on your television?
No.
I didn't realize it was...
I'll turn it on.
What do you think?
Gorgeous.
Ugh, what a bore. Gorgeous, gorgeous. That's all I ever do is gorgeous. Why do you always give me the same answers?
Because you always ask the same questions.
Thank you. Touche. Oh, Anna, there you are. Just in time for makeup. Here.
Makeup? Oh,
Yes.
No, no, I don't want any makeup, thanks.
Ah, such confidence. Are you sure?
Yeah, I'm positive. I don't want any.
Okay, well, Mark Carlin is on his way over, but there's still time to put him on hold if you want to.
No, I definitely want him on the show. Listen, I was wondering whether we could possibly have the station's phone number up on the screen.
Sure, there's no problem.
I want to gauge the audience's response. You know, win or lose, I want to know where I stand. If they don't trust me, then they don't want me as chief of police.
You got it. What kind of format did you want to use for this?
I'm going to make a statement of the truth to Mark Carlin and see if he can answer it.
You got it. Okay, I'm going to introduce you first, right? But first, I got to make a phone call. Get the phones up here. Everybody here. Yeah, I need some phones. Yeah, press the number twice.
Chief Devane? Very fine, thanks. And how are you?
Well, hello, Mr. Carlin.
Miss Hill, how'd you pull this one off?
Well, you're not the only person in the news business, you know.
Yeah, but to get us both on the same show, that's a real coup. A
Well-
stroke of genius.
Yeah, well, actually, it was Chief Devane's idea.
You're kidding.
Thank you. I, unlike some reporters, do not kid.
Well, this should be very interesting.
To say the least. It's almost your time.
Can't wait.
I realize that the public has been reading some very damaging stories about me recently, and I do understand that the tendency is to believe the printed word. That is the power the press has. However, I am here today to speak to the people of Port Charles to tell them the truth. Now, when a person is unjustly, irresponsibly accused of something, the natural reaction is to want to fight fire with fire, or in this case, throw mud back at the mudslingers. However, I won't do that. As chief of police here, I have always investigated every crime to its fullest extent. I have never allowed my personal life to interfere with my job. I did have a relationship with Mr. Duke Lavery, but I did not permit it to influence my work in any way at all. Basically, what I'm saying here is that I have done nothing wrong. Absolutely nothing, and, Mark Carlin of the Port Charles Herald, who has been covering this story, is also with us today in the studio. Mr. Carlin, do you have any questions for Chief Devane?
A few. Chief Devane, Angus Mackay died in prison while you were visiting your lover. Why did you not investigate his death?
Was she taking questions from him?
There was no justification for doing so.
A prisoner in manifestly good health suddenly drops dead. Wasn't it obvious there was some body behind his death?
No, it was not. What was obvious was that it was a suicide.
What does it take for you to open up an investigation? Do you have to be hit between the eyes before you'll check something out?
Oh, God, this is not what I wanted.
What about the murder of Evan Jerome?
We have no information on that at the moment.
Weren't you in L'Orléans, Canada a few months back?
Yes, I was.
And you got no information. Did you check this one out? Was your lover in on this cover-up, too? Or was this just another case where the facts weren't obvious enough? In other words, Chief, you only take cases which are already half solved.
Well, Mr. Carlin, that is an uninformed and irresponsible statement.
Really? And how responsible was it of you to rely on the word of your lover, a convicted mobster?
No comment.
What? I don't believe we heard that.
Mr. Carlin, I am as fallible as the next human being. And I admit that sometimes I don't do everything wisely.
Well, then, please, let's not condemn the mudslingers, huh? Chief Devane, I submit two things. First of all, love is indeed blind as a bat. And secondly, a free society relies on its free press to uncover exactly this sort of incompetence in public office.
That's not the way it is.
I don't think you know which way it is. In my humble opinion, Chief, you are not big enough for your job. And when that's the case, the public ought to do something about it.
Chief, Devane, would you care to respond to that?
No.
Thank you.
Well, Mr. Carlin, thank you very much for coming on such short notice.
Not at all. My pleasure.
Thank you. Goodbye. Well, it was, I mean, considering that, well, I think it'll be interesting to see the phone. Oh, my goodness gracious, and I am so sorry for this. I am sorry.
It's not your fault.
Look, if you want me to, I will keep a running tally, and you don't have to deal with it, okay? Thank you. Okay.
Any response yet?
The phones are ringing off the hook.
Oh, could I see one of the tallies?
It's early. It's very early. It just started, you know. It's, could be, thank you. How does it look? How's it look?
WLPC.
It's 10 to 1. Great!
WLPC per account.
Against.
Chief, the lawyers from Canada. Folks, Chief, this is Miss...
Mr. Floor.
How do you do, Chief Devane?
Pleased to meet you.
I've been expecting you. Do you have the extradition request?
Right here. I believe you'll find everything in order.
Yes.
We'd like to see the prisoners.
Oh, you will. As soon as I've read through this, we'll pick them up.
Excuse me, they are in custody.
No, there was no need.
According to the U.S. Code, Section 3184, there is a very definite need, requirement that they be held incarcerated until a hearing is set.
As I recall the same federal statute, you have to have evidence of criminality plus a court decision for your government's request to be granted.
Well, now, both Miss Mackay and Mr. Lavery have been charged by the Canadian government, one with murder, the other...
I know what the charges are, Mr. Sloan. Excuse me. I take full responsibility for them while they're under my jurisdiction, and I guarantee that they will be present at the hearing.
Under the circumstances, Chief Devane, I'm afraid your personal assurance isn't enough.
Legally, you must arrest Ms. Mackay and Mr. Lavery.
Don't tell me what I must do, all right? Arrest Camellia Mackay. And Duke Lavery. Please, Captain Lewis.
Right away, Chief.
I'm sure Mr. Sloan and Miss McGraw wish to accompany you to serve the necessary papers.
Yes, thank you. And, we appreciate your cooperation.
Oh, indeed. Thank you.
Have some tea. It's my mother's remedy for everything. Camellia, I know how worried you are, but things are going to work out all right.
All right. I don't know what that means anymore.
Well, it means Jake's going to represent you. He'll fight the extradition.
I can't fight my feelings. Please don't ask me to.
No, that's the last thing I want to do.
It'd be so much easier if they just put me in prison.
Please don't say that, Camellia.
I deserve it. I killed a man. I took another man's life. Then I ruined Duke's and Anna's. Oh, God, please forgive me. That's them.
You don't have to see anyone.
No,
if you
no,
don't
no,
want.
no. I want them to come, please. I want to get this over and done with. Don't you understand?
Okay.
Camellia, I'm sorry.
It's all right. I know.
This is Ms. McGraw. She's a lawyer from Canada.
Hello.
Camellia Mackay, you are under arrest. You have the right to remain silent. If you give up this right, anything you say can may be used against you in a court of law. You have the right to an attorney and for that attorney to be present during questioning. If you so desire and cannot afford one, an attorney will be appointed to you at no charge.
Well, that's just about it. Now, if you just want to sign right here.
I'm sorry. My mind's on other things. Could you repeat that last column again?
Oh, yeah, well, it's the bar receipt. And as I told you before, this month we're 40% ahead.
You told me so many things, I'm afraid it goes in one ear and out the other. My brain's like a sieve.
Well, we don't have to talk about it now. Maybe later.
There might not be a later. I may have to go back to Canada any day, any minute.
That can't happen.
Oh, it can. Like everything else has happened. Maybe the truth won't come out. That's what I said. It can't happen. But it did. Maybe when the truth comes out, it won't hurt Anna. That can't happen, I said. But it did. Maybe I won't lose Anna. That can't happen. But it did. I've lost her. I should have seen there was no way out. I should have seen that. I should have told her.
I wish there was something I could say or do. We're behind you. Both you and Anna.
Your friendship means so much to me. Thank you. Hello? Okay. I'll tell him. Thank you. They've arrested Camellia.
Oh, no.
Jake said we'd have more time.
Meyer.
It's me, Duke.
Hi, Duke. I was just going over your paperwork.
Oh, maybe a lot more of that. They've arrested.
Who, Duke? Camellia? Has Camellia been arrested?
Yes. I'll be with you in one moment. They've arrested Camellia. They've just arrived for me.
I'll be over at headquarters to meet you as soon as I can get there.
What's the point?
Oh, there'll be a hearing probably a little later, but I'll get you off on bail before then. Try not to worry.
Is it worth it? What's done is done.
What I think it is.
Your presence requested.
Another command performance for Stoller and the Civilian Review Board. When is it?
Next week. Look, if there's anything that I can do...
No. There's nothing anyone can do.
Chief, if you need me, I will stand up there and I'll tell you the best damn... Right, Chief.
Lewis, you're a really good officer, you know. You're a good man.
Yes, ma'am.
Right, you can take them through to their cells now, please.
Anna, I have to talk to you.
There's nothing more to say.
I'll clear your name. I promise you.
Get him out of here, please.
All right, what's going on? What's happening?
They're putting us in jail.
All right, let's not get excited, okay? Want to have a word with my client?
But later, please.
Anna, you can't deny me. It's their right.
All right. Sam, you take him through to the interrogation room. You make it short.
Chief,
Yeah.
the public opinion poll from that TV show you did with Tiffany Hill?
Is it not good?
Afraid not. The call-ins and the letters, they all seem to be running against you.
By how much?
Not the way they've been going.
10 to 1. They want my blood, don't they?
I petitioned the court to release you on bond. I should have you both out of jail in a matter of hours.
What if the judge doesn't go along with that? Doesn't he make the final decision?
Yes, he does, but I think he will go along with it. Look, what you two have to do right now is
I don't understand what you two are talking about. What does this matter?
Go easy. Look, I want you both to know what you can expect at that hearing. I'm going to ask the judge to overturn the extradition order.
No chance.
I can't guarantee anything, but I've got to give it a shot. We have to use it whatever is at our disposal.
We're tilting at windmills. Why fight?
I don't want you to lie.
I have no intention of lying.
Well, all this legal talk with extraditions and bonds and... I killed a man, and that's what the court should know.
You don't have to say that, Camellia.
I want to. I don't want to carry around this guilt anymore. I want to confess my crime.
That would be a tragic mistake. As your attorney, I'm not going to let you do that.
Don't you understand? I don't care about all the legal tactics. I'm not afraid of the truth.
Why don't you try to control this?
Duke, how do I control my feelings? I killed a man, and I have to pay for it.
What you did in self-defense.
No more.
Why don't you listen to the man?
Look, whatever we do, we have to deal with this thing rationally. Please, if you have any questions, ask me. I'll try to explain them to you.
I can attest that it was self-defense.
It doesn't work that way, Duke. This is a hearing, not a trial. Look, I have to tell you that Camelia's on better ground legally than you are.
He did what he did to
I know
protect
that.
me.
Let him finish.
The fact that you've joined Angus in trying to conceal Evan's death is going to be hard to defend. But whatever the case, what we have to do first is fight that extradition.
Oh, why? What good would that do?
It'll keep you out of Canada, for starters.
And then this whole mess will never be cleaned up, is that it? Hang over our heads for the rest of our lives. And what about Anna? What is this going to do to her? Never to know the truth. I won't let that happen. I want to clear her record once and for all. And the only way to do that is to go back to Canada and to face these charges.
Look, you two have not heard a word I've said. Do you understand that you both face going to prison for a very long time? And who the hell's going to defend you in Canada? I am not licensed to practice law in Canada.
What are you saying?
What are you trying to make us do?
I'm not trying to make you do anything. I take that back. I am trying to make you deal with this thing slowly, calmly, and rationally. Otherwise, we're wasting our time.
Would you give us a few minutes on our own, please?
Certainly. No more than a few. That's about all the time you've got left.
Well, Counselor.
My clients have come to a decision. Duke, Amelia,
You go ahead.
They've decided a way of extradition.
We're ready to go back to Canada.
That's your decision. Camellia, I truly hope that you make a decent life for yourself after all of this. Captain Lewis, I'd like you to call the Canadian attorneys and arrange for transportation. Miss Mackay and Mr. Lavery will be returning to Canada with them.
The papers, they're going to need your signature.
Oh, yes. Excuse me. That's it then.
May I have a word with you alone, please?
No, you may not.
I want to say something to you. I'll say it here in front of everyone. I love you very much. I'm very grateful for the time we spent together. It's been the best time of my life. I'll do everything in my power to clear your name. And I hope maybe sometime in the future you can forgive me for my poor judgment.
You finished?
No. Tell Robin I love her. Tell her Uncle Duke is sorry for all of this mess. That maybe someday she'll understand why I had to leave.
Letting them take you to Canada?
It's best for everyone this way.
That's not what Jake says.
Did you bring them down here to try and talk us out of this?
I only told them of your decision. For my part, I ask you again, please reconsider. Let me fight the extradition.
We have to go back and face the charges. It's the only way to end it.
We're both in agreement.
Does Dr. Hardy know about your decision?
He'll understand.
Camellia, can I talk to you for a minute, please?
Excuse me.
Do you think he'll be able to persuade her to stay?
She's as stubborn as this one.
Oh, Jake, it is the only way.
What about the club?
Well, I was relying on you to keep in the black.
You intended to leave all along, didn't you? That's why we went over the books. Duke, if you need anything when you get to Canada, I hope you'll call and let us know.
I will. You can probably send me some of my things. I'll probably need some things.
You just let us know, and we'll send whatever you need. I guess Ruby will do the same thing for Camellia.
Thank you for understanding my decision.
I just hope you realize what you're getting into.
I'm not afraid. I'm relieved that we're going to go and face the charges. Get the truth of that terrible night out into the open and deal with it. Then I'll be free. Even if I have to spend the rest of my life in jail.
Oh, Camellia, that won't happen.
I'm not afraid of prison. I'm not. One thing that I learned in the convent all those years is how to find peace and strength inside myself.
And you have a great deal of that. But still, you won't mind if I have Duke look after you, will you?
No, I won't mind.
Duke, would you look after Camellia?
Of course. I promised my father I would.
It's time.
Don't worry. You say goodbye to Frisco for me, will you?
How about a hug, huh?
Say goodbye to everybody at General Hospital.
I will. We'll be thinking of you every day.
Good luck, Duke.
Thank you.
You'll be back. I knew you will.
Better get going.
Goodbye, Anna.
Don't blame yourself. Nothing you could have said to them would have changed their minds.
Bobby's right. I just wish they would have listened to you.
Yeah, well, they didn't, and that's that. There is something I can do, though. I can make sure he has the best lawyers in Canada. In fact, I think I'm going to call Janet and have her start working on it right away.
Honey, I have a better idea. The only lawyer that can find justice for Camellia and Duke is standing right here.
Thank you. I'm not licensed to practice in Canada.
But you can advise another lawyer, can't you?
What is that you just said?
I think she's saying you can go to Canada.
Thank you very much, Felicia. You might not be able to argue the case in court, but you can certainly help guide the defense.
Baby, you're the greatest.
Besides, if you stay here, you're going to drive yourself crazy worrying about you and drive me crazy, too.
I certainly don't want to do that. I hope I can help him.
I know you can.
Give me a hug, please.
Oh, excuse me. I wonder if you would come in a moment, please. Thank you.
Of course.
You too.
I just handed Jake my summons to appear before the Civilian Review Board.
Again?
Again and again. I'm afraid it appears they won't let up.
Anna, I'm sorry.
I also have a most recent public opinion poll. After my direct appeal to the people of Port Charles, it seems that 9 out of every 10 would like me tarred and feathered.
I cannot believe that.
Well, slight exaggeration. They think I'm covering something up.
Oh, that's ridiculous.
Actually, no. It's not.
You're serious?
Very. I did cover something up. In the madness of these past few days, I failed to see it, or I just blocked my mind to it.
What? No. I don't believe that you would deliberately ever hide anything.
Deliberately? No. Perhaps not, but... Fact is, Mark Carlin was right. I did cut my investigation of Angus's death. I cut it short. I did it because Duke told me that if I continued with it, it would tear us apart, and I loved him, and I wanted to marry him so desperately that I just failed to fulfill my responsibilities.
You're being too hard on yourself, Anna.
I'm sure the people of Port Charles can understand.
I don't know what they understand, but they've just made their feelings very clear. And that is that I've lost their confidence. And without that, I cannot continue to perform my job effectively. So under this cloud of suspicion, I'm only left one option, and that is to write a letter of resignation.
I am a people of Port Charles, and you haven't lost my confidence. Thank you.
Nor me.
Thank you. Oh, I don't want to upset you.
I'm just thinking about you and your pain.
Don't. Please. I want you to concentrate on you and Frisco. I know you're worried about him, but he's going to be all right.
On the subject of Chief Devane, our station is in the process of conducting a listener poll to get public opinion on whether or not the police chief should resign. Results of the poll will be revealed.
It's no good for you to listen to this.
I have to know how the people of Port Charles feel about him.
It's how you feel about yourself that is important, Anna. And that's how you should make your decision. Not because of those, whatever you call them.
Polls. They're public opinion polls. That's what they're called.
Polls, all right. And I make my own poll this morning when I take Robin to school. Now you have 2 votes that say you must not resign. Robin's and mine.
I've already written my letter of resignation.
Oh, please, Anna, talk to Duke first. If he and Camellia set free...
It's irrelevant what happens to him and Camellia. If Duke gets acquitted, it will not change my life.
Yes, it will. You and Duke can get married, and then you can live the life
It's
that you
over
always
with him.
wanted.
Don't you understand that?
Oh, you don't mean that, Anna.
Yes, I do. I mean that.
Well, that's a very good sign, isn't it, Mr. Meyer? That the judge let Camellia and Duke out on bail.
Yes, I think it is. And we have Mr. Kincaid to thank for that.
Oh, there would have been no justice if the court had denied bail.
Oh, we're very grateful for all you've done, Mr. Kincaid. Thank you.
You will stay on the case, won't you?
My darling, I'm a family lawyer. I've been here all my life. I want to go on. Unless Duke and Camellia have another lawyer in line.
No, there's no question. I would like you to remain with us all the way.
Well, if my opinion is accurate, I don't think it'll be a long voyage. As a matter of fact, I think right after the hearing, they'll drop the charges. Mr. Meyer?
Yes, I agree. Of course, nothing's cut and dried, but the way I see it, there's no evidence against Duke and Camellia. There's no witnesses, no body. There's just no case.
I don't agree.
What do you mean you don't agree?
Our lawyers are unanimous. There is no case.
I know what I did, and I won't be able to forget it ever again. And I can't live with myself unless I do the right thing.
What are you saying?
I have to clear my conscience. And when that hearing starts, I intend to say everything that I remember about the night I killed Devane.
Amelia, do you realize the implications of what you're going to do? Look, no one is forced to testify against themselves. It's a basic right.
I know my rights.
Yours and Duke's. And Duke certainly doesn't intend to incriminate you. So it's essential that you say absolutely nothing that'll harm your case.
You do understand that, don't you, dear?
I understand everything that you're saying. But it doesn't change anything.
Oh, Jake, for God's sake. Amelia, you killed that man in self-defense.
I took a life. That's what counts.
There are matters of conscience, and there are matters of law. Please, Camellia, let Jake and me handle the legal procedure. Don't muddy the waters. Just do as we say.
We all want what's best for you, Camellia.
I've been hearing that all my life.
We can't just let you destroy your life and Duke's.
You don't understand. It would be destroyed anyways if I didn't tell the truth. I killed a man, and then I conveniently forgot what I did. But God knew.
Amelia, we don't want to argue with your religious beliefs. If Mark Carlin had not come after Anna and Duke in the first place, none of this would have even come to light.
You don't understand. It was God who brought this all into light in the first place. He was the one who brought me to Mark Carlin. I didn't know what I would uncover when I first started with Mark, but it was all ordained. It was God's way of making me face the truth and tell the truth. Clearing my conscience is all I have left to live for.
My conscience is clear. You killed Evan in self-defense, and I tried to help you.
truth is, Duke, we've never been good for each other.
You're just not thinking clearly, Camellia. You must listen to the lawyers. Let them do what's right.
I don't have to listen to anybody to know how destructive I've been. And there's nothing any lawyer can say that will erase my guilt.
Duke, leave her alone now. Look, I know Camellia. She needs time to herself to make important decisions.
She seems hell-bent on self-destruction.
The conscience is really bothering her.
This may have to do with something other than conscience. I think I'll have a talk with her later.
Hello.
Hello. This is Tom Hardy calling from Port Charles. Is Duke Lavery there, please?
Yes, 1 moment, please. It's for you, Duke. It's Tom Hardy from Port Charles.
Oh, he's Camelia's supervising doctor. Yes, Doctor.
Duke, I'm very concerned about Camellia. Is she all right?
So far, she's all right.
The judge has granted bail. Camelia and I have a hearing later this week.
Is Camellia doing well?
As well as can be expected.
That's a very familiar medical term. Do I detect a problem with Camellia?
She's overwhelmed by events. I'm sure that you can understand that.
Is there anything I can do?
No, thank you, but Camelia's in very good hands.
Camellia feels very comfortable with me. I'd fly up there if it would help in the least.
That's very good.
Kind of you, but it won't be necessary.
Consider it a standing offer. If Camellia should need any moral support.
As I said, everything is in hand. Thank you for your interest.
Anna, anybody home?
Oh, yeah, I'll be right in a second, Bob.
Hi, Bud.
Hi.
So sorry.
I know. Forgive me for not stopping by sooner. You've been on my mind constantly, but frankly, I don't know what to say to you.
All right, I'm fine. Everything that happened with Duke was my fault.
Hey, don't be so hard on yourself.
It was. I ignored my instincts. I really let my emotions take over, and I've learned. The only thing that's important to me now is Robin and our future.
I understand what you're saying, but I think you're overreacting to the situation.
No, please. Don't analyze my feelings. I know what I feel about Duke, and I know what I have to do.
What is that?
That is my letter of resignation. I have no choice.
Hey, you're making decisions all over the place.
Yeah. Well, I don't have to be slapped in the face with the truth. I know I've completely lost the faith of the police department, and the citizens of Port Charles think I knew all about Lorleanne and helped Duke cover it up.
I think you're jumping the gun and resigning in order to punish Duke for being deceiving to you. Isn't that right? Anna, you can't give up Duke with a snap of your fingers. You're in love with him, regardless of what happened.
Thank you. Thank you, Dr. Stryker, but you couldn't be further from the truth. You really can't imagine the feeling of relief I had when I finally decided to let Duke out of my life. I even had a feeling of relief when I wrote that letter of resignation. It's like this great burden was lifted off my shoulders. Don't look at me like that.
I'm terribly sorry. I'm just trying to figure out how to get through to you. I'm not going to let you destroy your life.
Well, it's my life.
Anna, you listen to me. You are not guilty of anything. You cannot throw away your professional life, and more important, your personal life. You got to fight for what's yours. And you know damn well I'm right.
All right, maybe I am taking the easy road out, but you see, I can't fight anymore. I don't have the strength. I can't even fight you.
You just need a little TLC. I'll help you get your strength back. I'll help you. Hey, I've got the day off. Why don't you spend a day with me, and I guarantee you we'll get that resistance back.
I'll take all your time.
Yeah, you can take all my time. You get
stressed. I'll run a couple of errands, and I'll buy us a picnic lunch. It's a great day out. We'll eat in the park.
Can't go to the park, not with all this publicity.
Oh, I'll handle that for both of us. You would be allowing me to return a favor. You were my protector when I needed you. All right. All right. I'll see you later.
Mind if I interrupt your unconscious?
No.
I wanted to talk to you while there's nobody else around.
I hope, Janet didn't send you up here to change my mind.
Amelia, what you choose to do is ultimately going to be your decision. I'm your lawyer. And your friend, I hope. I strongly implore you not to testify at that hearing. If you admit to any guilt at all, the prosecutor will have a field day. Not just with you, but with Duke as well. Then it'll surely go to trial, and then I can't guarantee anything.
Maybe I didn't make this clear enough. Taking another man's life is the worst sin anyone can commit.
Make your peace with God, but don't do it in the church. Don't do it in court. I'm not arguing with your religious beliefs. I just think that perhaps, just perhaps, your guilt over what you've done with Duke is clouding your judgment right now. Amelia, look, I'm not a mind reader. I don't have a crystal ball, but I do know your future will be brighter if prison is not in the picture. You and Duke have to do everything within your power to fight this thing and get through it. Otherwise, your lives, the lives you want and deserve, you won't be able to have. Again, Camellia, please reconsider. Understand the ramifications of what you're going to do. It'll put not only you, but Duke on trial. Please, don't tie my hands and Kincaid's before we've had a chance to defend you at your hearing. We can make this case drop.
I hear you, Jake.
Think about it.
What?
Hello.
Hello. Oh, Tom Hardy, isn't it?
Yes.
Hello. I'm hitting you buzz. With your day off, too?
Oh, no such luck. It's a great day, though. I was just having a chat with one of my outpatients.
Well, I'm going to come back later.
Oh, please. Don't leave on my account. I realize I haven't known you and Duke Lavery that long, but I know what you're going through, and I empathize.
Thanks. You know Camellia quite well, don't you?
Yes. I can still be Camelia's friend and wish you and Duke the best. I phoned Duke in Canada this morning.
Did you?
Well, yeah, I was wondering how things were going with Camellia. Duke tried to put a good face on things. Here's to hoping he and Camellia can get on with their lives after the hearing. It goes without saying, I wish the same for you.
Well, it's up to me, really, isn't it? I've got a few decisions to make first. And just about settled the matter of my resignation. It's inevitable, of course.
Is that how you see it?
Yes. I'd have done it this morning, but Buzz wouldn't let me post the letter. Yeah. My career as police chief's about as dead as my relationship.
Oh, that sounds pretty final.
Well, yeah, you have to be decisive. Can't live in the past and all that. It's a nice day there.
Yes. Well, I better get back to the hospital. Enjoy yourself.
Okay, bye-bye.
Good morning. Hi.
Prosecutor's licking his chops. Thinks he's got more than he has.
Well, we have the advantage. We know exactly what his case is going to be. It's all laid out in these articles.
And they're lies. They're all lies.
You know that, and we know that. So we keep punching holes in the allegations.
And my worthy opponent will punch right back. It all comes down to one thing. Always does in cases like this. Which side will the judge find more credible?
Exactly. We have a few good things going for us. Camellia is the epitome of a virtuous, innocent woman.
Mm-hmm.
Also, there were no witnesses to Evan's killing.
Except Camellia herself.
Yes, except for Camellia herself. Let's assume for the time being that Camellia doesn't go on the stand.
Fine, perfect. There she sits in all her innocence and vulnerabilities, you said.
You paint the picture that Evan attacked her with the intent to rape.
And the prosecutor paints his own picture. The seduction of Evan. She gave him a clear signal. He was merely responding in kind.
It was an innocent flirtation, one that wasn't never meant to go that far.
Ah, but Evan was not a mind reader. Are you? Am I? How do we know for sure what Camellia had in her mind? How do we know for sure he intended to rape her? How do we know it wasn't a quarrel? She was the one that wanted to have sex. And he was the one that put her off. And she lost her temper and killed him in a fit of fury.
Oh, that is preposterous.
Is it?
He tried to rape her. I saw her eyes afterwards. She was devastated by what she'd done.
And you, my friend, helped Angus get rid of the body and cover up the killing. To help this innocent girl.
Yes.
But you can't prove it in court. Much less testify against yourself. We're agreed to that, right?
Oh, yes. No question about that.
All right, gentlemen, then, where are we? Whom do you think the judge is going to believe? Difficult, isn't it?
It'll be a pleasure to work with you, Kincaid. And you've got your work cut out for you.
And that's why it is so important that Camellia not implicate herself. Not one word out of her. Because if I'm not saddled with her testimony, I can do my job. My strong suit is that there just isn't enough concrete evidence to go to trial.
Exactly.
Oh, this is dreadful.
What's wrong?
Camelia's gone.
What? What do you mean she's gone? I just spoke to her upstairs. She was unpacking.
She's still not unpacked.
Well, I didn't see her go anywhere. Anybody else?
No.
I was in the kitchen. I went upstairs. I thought I could help her sort things out.
Who knows what she's got on her mind?
What if she doesn't come back?
What if Camelia's running away? Skipping bail, as you say in the States? It'll be simply dreadful. And she'll drag you down with her, too.
What exactly did you say to Camellia?
More of the same. I told her just what we've been trying to tell her, not to testify. I told her that there would be hope if she didn't testify. What did I say exactly? I said I'm not a mind reader. I don't have a crystal ball. But if I could only show her the future, to show her that things would be better if she didn't testify, then that would be great. Duke?
Abigail? Abigail?
It's me, Camellia. Are you here? Abigail? There you are.
Yes. Here I am. And here you are.
I had to come.
Of course you did.
What do you mean?
I was expecting you.